Hello guys, welcome back once again. This time I wanted to continue with the astrological series for Stray Kids members. Remember that we were talking about their Venus in their birth chart and what it meant when it came to their romantic life, or maybe their preferences when it comes to choosing a romantic partner, a suitable partner, or maybe what they like actually in a partner, or how they behave when they want to achieve this kind of fulfillment when it comes to romantic relationships. How do they act accordingly to their energy in their Venus sign? So this is part 2 of the series, because as you can see, the members that are in the pictures are the ones that I decided to leave for the last part, because they do share, most of them, at least 3 of them, share their Venus in the same sign. So I wanted to gather them together accordingly to their actually there's the similarities in their energies. Of course that every planet works differently, because you have a different birth chart and you also have different aspects and different energies that are always like interacting with these planets. So it's not that they all are going to act or are going to prefer or have a certain attitude, that it's not just to be a general or a generalization, but they could have a few points in common. So in order to not repeat myself so much whenever I talk about this Venus in this sign in a specific, I wanted to gather them together so I could address it once. And then yes, we have one member that has a different sign in this Venus planet, but nevertheless it's an energy that it's more similar. It's more it's very like the other 3, in difference to the first part, where I think that I talked about some Venus in signs that were a bit more powerful or were a bit more challenging to integrate when it comes to relationships, or maybe figuring out how you want to conquer others, or how you want to be seduced, maybe. So they were really a complex Venus in signs. So that's why I separated them in this 2 series. And in case you haven't seen it, please feel free to go to my channel and look for it, because it was really an interesting experience. So sorry that I will be coughing, or I will be like clearing my throat very often, because I'm recovering from a cold. So I do have my moments of where I feel like I'm choking, but I'm okay. So let's start with this 4th gentleman that we have here. And I wanted to start with, especially I wanted to let you know why, and I wanted to make clarifications first. It's going to take a while. This is a long video, so if you want to grab a drink or grab a snack or something like that, feel free to do it, because it's going to be a long video. So in the first place, I placed the image of Félix, and also next to him we have Han, that they both have Venus in Libra. And actually it's not only that, they also have Mars in Leo, and they are also both Virgo signs. Their sun is in Virgo. So I believe that maybe because they are from, I don't know if their birthdays are really close to each other, their birth charts are very similar in a few aspects. They are not the same person. They do not have like the same character actually. But when it comes to relationships, their Venus is in Libra. So let's talk a bit what it means to have a Venus in Libra. Actually, Libra, it's probably the sign where this energy, this planet feels really more comfortable in the sense that Libra is ruled by Venus. So when you have a Venus in Libra, it means that when it comes to relationships and when it comes to beauty and romance and what you find romantic or how you act when you are attracted to someone, you are very lucky because you do tend to be the personification of this energy. You tend to be really beautiful or really romantic. It's like you're always in the mood for love. So this energy is very pleasant to be in. Venus in Libra is very often people that they tend to fall in love pretty easily, or they tend to have this kind of love at first sight moments, and they tend to idealize their partner a lot. Ever since they are even young, very young, maybe young children, they always fantasize about finding the one, or about finding the love of their life, or about finding their soulmates, even though they do not know what it is about in profundity or in deepness. Actually, they are pretty aware that, I mean, this Venus in Libra leads them or inspires them to actually feel the need to always be in searching for that one, or always be in searching for to meet others, or to they somehow feel like they will feel accomplished once they find the love of their life, or once they start a romantic relationship with someone. Because actually Libra, it's a sign, it's an energy that they feel really fulfilled when they are with others, when they are involved with others. They do not like to be alone. They like to, since this energy is also very known to be about balance. When you want to have balance, you have to have two sides, and you have to have equality. So for them, it's really important to have that other person next to them. Actually, they do not like to be alone. They can be what I always call them, like serial monogamist, in the sense that they are always in relationships, or at least that's what they want to do, or this is what they want to accomplish. Maybe they even started, I don't know, at kindergarten. You know, when in kindergarten sometimes young children joke about, oh yes, she's my girlfriend, he's my boyfriend, and they start like playing house and acting like they are a real couple. Actually, for example, in the case of them, that they are male, even if they are boys, they wouldn't mind to be associated to someone, to be someone's partner, to be someone's boyfriend. Actually, they find a pretty sense of fulfillment when we talk about them being associated with someone. I think that they really want to be in a relationship. They want to feel that love. They want to feel that connection. Otherwise, they feel really empty. Maybe the downside to this, or maybe the not so bright side to this aspect, is the codependency, or this need to always be in a relationship, or to always have that partner, or that someone that somehow they are waiting for that partner to make a decision for them. So they tend to be very codependent in relationships, or actually always being like depending on what their partners have to say, or maybe what their partner wants to do. So they are always like hanging there, waiting for other people's approval. So this can turn them a little bit in some kind of doormat, some kind of like a bit of a slave to the situation when it comes to romantic relationships, and they also tend to put up with a lot just to be in a relationship. I mean that they can go through really a few disappointments when it comes to being in a relationship. Maybe finding out that their partner is not who they say they are, or maybe finding out that their partner lies to them or cheats on them. So they do have this huge blindfold, or maybe this huge idealization about relationships, because Venus in Libra, what it does is that they love the beautiful part, or maybe the more pleasant part of being in love or being in a relationship, almost like being in this constant state of being in a honeymoon phase, something like that, where everything is happy and they are all lovey-dovey, and they feel really appreciated and they are in love, and they feel like this person is the most amazing person in the world and that there's no one like them, and they feel really lucky. But you know that relationships do have their dark moments and also have a lot of struggles. And you know, when you have two people, especially two people that are different, of course, that they will have differences, and they will have different opinions and different points of view. So I think that in this sense, when you have someone that has a Venus in Libra, they tend to sometimes be a bit they try to be really understanding, and sometimes they want to be flexible so that their partner feel understood. So they want to be a good partner. Sometimes they tend to maybe leave their own desires, or maybe leave their own expectations aside in order to fulfill their partner's desire. I mean, it's really important for them that their partner is satisfied with the relationship. So sometimes they tend to hush their own real opinions, or maybe their own true desires, in order to be like, oh yes, I don't want to fight anymore, or I don't want this confrontation to be here. I don't want to fight with you. They don't like to argue. They don't like these harsh moments. So maybe they do give in too easily, so that the other side can be content somehow. Um, so yes, Venus in Libra is lucky in some aspects, and in other aspects it's something that they have to review about their own self-worth, about how much are they able to put up with in order to be in a relationship. I mean, it means about, yes, you obviously need the other person to fulfill a relationship. You obviously need the other person to make a connection. But somehow you don't have to forget about yourself. You don't have to forget who you are, and what you really, I mean, what is your happiness? What is your role in all this? You cannot be always the one giving in, or maybe always the one that tries to maintain a certain harmony, or a certain stability, or a certain happiness, quote unquote, and actually you are not being honest with yourself, because you are trying to grant someone else's wishes. So I think that they do need to know that being in a relationship, it is about compromising. Yes, you do have to get along. You do have to sometimes make some, to be flexible, and to always try to get to an agreement with your partner. But you also have to have your moment of truth, your moment where you can talk openly about what really bothers you, or what do you really are needing, and not always being the one that provides this for the other person to have, because this can lead them to have this very manipulative, or this very strong-willed or strong-headed people as partners that they would definitely take advantage of their maybe this willingness of them to actually being able to make any sacrifice in order to keep in a relationship, or in order to maybe not breaking up, because for them to break up or maybe to fall out of love, it's something that they do not like. They and well, nobody likes it, but in the sense of what they feel, Venus in Libra is they 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 like to be in relationships. They like to have long-term relationships. So sometimes they definitely need to pay attention that yes, you can work on your relationship, you can fix your problems, you can try to fix your problems, but when these problems or maybe the trust is broken, or maybe some traumatic things happen in the relationship, there's no need for you to stay there. If this relationship it causes you stress, or causes you to feel hurt, or to feel neglected somehow, or you feel like you're not being validated, maybe this relationship is not good for you. So sometimes Venus in Libra needs to take off these pink little glasses that they have, where they see everything in pink and they see that everything is okay, and actually things are not okay. So yeah, but what they have also in common is that they do not only have this Venus in Libra, they have this Mars in Leo. So this is one side that actually I'm really happy about, because I think that yes, they can be a fool for love, and they can obviously be really madly in love with someone, to the point that they often forget about themselves, and they just give everything to the relationship. But with this Mars in Leo, that Mars is the planet of action, I believe that in the case of Felix and Han, they would probably be able to somehow, maybe if the situation becomes too toxic, or maybe if it's the bond or the relationship, they feel like they are not being appreciated, I believe that this Mars in Leo will activate somehow, and it will also activate this will and this desire to take action and actually set themselves free from a toxic relationship, or maybe from a relationship where they feel that they are not being appreciated. So I think it's really amazing that they do have this Mars in Leo, because I think that it gives them the courage, and it also gives them this sense of pride, where they know their value, they know how valuable they are, they know everything that they put in the relationship. So somehow if they feel mistreated, or if they feel like maybe their partner is not paying attention to them, or maybe like their partner is being unfair somehow to them, I believe that they will be strong enough, and they will be like assertive enough to stand up and be like, no, I don't want this anymore, or I deserve better. Because I believe that Mars in Leo, it's all about the pride. It's all about being proudful, about being proud of who you are. So I think that in this sense, I believe that they will be a bit more brave. They will be more in contact with, at least with actions. Of course, that Mars in Leo also can be a little bit dramatic. They tend to be drama queens. So maybe, I'm not saying that they would abruptly break up with someone, because if they do have a strong feelings or a strong attachment for someone, they will probably try to work things out. But actually this Mars in Leo would activate in order to make them act out, or maybe like throw a scene, or do like a public scene where they start lashing out, or where they start screaming to their partner, whatever they feel inside, that they feel that they are not being that they don't feel great in, or there's something in the relationship that they are not satisfied about. So I think that yes, maybe they can be a bit hot-headed, that they can be a bit like explosive in the moment, and they can be like, whoa, like, so what's going on? Maybe they can even surprise and shock a bit their partner with this reaction, but actually it's a very needed reaction, because let's not also forget that they also are a Virgo sun, and you know that Virgo also is very helpful, and they want to serve others, and they're always willing to make things work and to put the effort. And sometimes when it comes to emotional things, or maybe when it comes to relationships, they tend to be very modest, and they tend to be a bit laid back. So sometimes they do not speak up about what they're truly, if they feel wronged in some way, they do not feel confident enough to speak up about it. But I feel that with this Mars in Leo, if they are in this very intimate connection, I believe that they will make a scene, or they will like do something very dramatic, so that the other person knows that they are fed up. So they would probably continue the relationship. But what I mean by this is that they would have these moments of really raw sincerity, where they can like explode and tell their partners what they really think. Because I think this is necessary, that they can set boundaries between being the nice guy or being the romantic guy and being a doormat. Like sometimes it's like, yes, I can be nice to you because I love you, but at the same time, if you are disrespecting me, I need to stand out for myself. I need to stand up for myself. I need to defend myself. I need to let you know that I have my own needs, I have my own desires, and somehow I feel like you are not, you don't care, or something like that. So I'm happy for them. I'm happy that they do have this. Um, so let's talk a bit about Seungmin. Seungmin is also a Venus in Libra. Seungmin, he has the same. He's also a Virgo, so his energy is very similar. His Venus in Libra works in the same way as Félix and Hans. So I think that they're three of them. Their energy is pretty similar, but the difference with Seungmin is that his Mars is in Virgo. So what I was saying before about Felix and Han actually being able to speak up and actually maybe have like this uh, outburst of passion, of actually shouting out what they really want, especially if they feel like they are not being appreciated. I think that in the case of Seungmin will be a bit more like on the chill side, because actually he has his Mars in Virgo. Mars is the planet of action, and Mars doesn't feel really comfortable with Virgo being there. So I feel like he wouldn't be the kind of reactive guy, the kind of that he would speak up about what he really. I mean, I think he would just battle things inside of himself until he cannot take it anymore. I think he needs to do a lot of inner work. He needs to work a lot of himself. I know, and I remember that he is the one that he has a moon in Cancer, so he's someone that is really emotional, and he is someone that, yes, he would probably, with this moon in Cancer and this Venus in Libra, he would probably get into relationships just to feel loved and just to feel nurtured and feel taken care of. I think like he has some kind of need of actually being needed, and also at the same time to have someone that can take care of his needs. So I think that he's a really sweet boy, yes, a sweet young man, and that I believe that he will be very romantic and very sweet and very loving, but at the same time, yes, a bit dependable, a bit dependable. Like, and I think that with this Mars in Virgo of his, I think that he will definitely need to learn how to express more of what he feels. Because since his Mars is in Virgo, he may have this tendency of actually, when if he's in a relationship and the relationship is going through hard times, he would probably just turn himself into work, or he would probably turn into a workaholic in order to forget or somehow try to avoid facing the reality of his relationship. Or maybe if his relationship is failing, or maybe if he doesn't feel really 100% satisfied with how things are going in the dynamic, or maybe if he feels like his partner is not actually making him feel happy, he probably would stay in the relationship, but he would turn to work or turn to do some kind of activity or hobby that can keep him occupied, so he can keep himself busy and distracted in order to not overthink, or maybe in order to not face the fact that maybe the relationship is not as fulfilling as he would like it to be, because actually, yes, he's very romantic, but I think that he also has this sense with this Mars in Virgo that maybe if he is facing some kind of hardships in the relationship, that he would feel a bit guilty about it. Like he would be like, oh, maybe I'm the one that caused this, or maybe it's because of me, maybe it's because I have to work harder. So he would have like this guilty thing, like he would feel really guilty, and he would try to put some kind of effort. But at the same time, I think he needs to also learn to love himself a little bit more before getting into a relationship, because, or maybe actually finding someone that has like this emotional nature, maybe a Cancer sign, a Cancer sun sign, since his moon is in Cancer, maybe like being in a relationship with a Cancer sign or with a Pisces, someone that is very loving and understanding, and also someone that is very nurturing. I think it would be the best for him. I really hope he doesn't end up with this kind of more strong kind of people, because the people that maybe have these huge egos, or that they have these intimidating personalities, can somehow intimidate these Venus in Libra people, and they tend to boss them around. So I think that he definitely needs to find someone that can be sweet to him, someone that can understand him, and sometimes, and also that can help him to overcome a bit of his shyness, because I believe that when it comes to emotions, he doesn't know how to express them. He's a bit shy inside. They all are when it comes to matters of the heart, but I believe that the two of the actually Han and Felix are a bit more playful, are a bit like more mercurial in that side. They are very playful, and also because Felix is he has a moon in Aries, and I think that his Venus is also in Aries. No, his Venus is in Libra, but his moon is in Aries. So he is a bit more bold when it comes to relationships. He's a bit more straightforward, even though you don't see it, because you, like I said in a prior video that I did about Felix, you look at him with this baby face and you think that he's innocent, and actually he's not. He's really smart. He is really good with words. So in the case of Han, the same. Han has a moon in Pisces. So that also makes him be a sort of chameleon. So he's really funny, he's really witty, he's really entertaining, and he's really playful. It's like he can make anyone's fantasy come true, because he can turn into anything. But in the case of Seungmin, it's a bit more. He's emotional, but at the same time, he's emotionally awkward, because he has so much Virgo energy inside of him that makes him really anxious and really like nervous, and he just struggles with finding confidence in himself, especially when we're talking about expressing how he feels, or maybe expressing his romantic side. I think that actually I don't see him like conquering someone, like going to someone and being like, oh yes, I want to get to know you. I see him more like on the passive side, like maybe the other person needs to come to him and actually ask him out, or maybe make a proposition to him, like, yes, I want to get to know you better, because he's a bit shy. So he may lose a bit of potential partner opportunities with potential partners because he's really shy and he's really awkward. So sometimes the other person may feel that he's not interested, and actually he's interested. Yes, he wants a romantic relationship. He wants to be involved. He wants to feel so much, but at the same time he knows that he can be a bit confusing to other people that don't know him, or maybe from what he expresses in the exterior, it's really confusing to how he really feels inside. So the last one is Hyunjin. And Hyunjin, his Venus is in Pisces. So this is why I left him for the fourth place, because his Venus is different from the other guys. And also he is a Pisces. So it means that his sun is probably very close to his Venus, which this is why he is so attractive. And he has this kind of ethereal and dreamy vibe. Hyunjin, it's actually the Pisces energy, like I had talked about Hans Moon in Pisces. Hyunjin has it when it comes to the romantic aspect of himself. So I think that he's not only handsome, he's also very flexible when it comes to romance. So I think that he would be really romantic, and he would be actually he would be very flexible, and he would turn himself into whatever he senses, or he can. He has a lot of intuition when it comes to the opposite sex, or when it comes to someone that he's interested in. He has like this inner knowledge about human nature. So I think that by observing someone that he's really interested in, he would somehow be able to get information like about what the other person wants or needs, and he would adapt to that image. Actually, he's someone that is very romantic and is very soft, and it's like when he is romantically interested in someone, he becomes really soft, he becomes really smooth. So there's something about him that is like is this energy, this dreamy energy, that whenever you are with him, like involved in a romantic relationship, it seems like the time suddenly stops and you are like in a fairyland, or you are like in a dream, because he has this kind of hypnotism vibe about him, and he is very smooth when it comes to seductiveness. Actually, you don't see it because he's really young yet, but he has this way of. There's something about the way he moves. There's something about the way he talks to someone when he's attracted to someone, that is so elegant, and at the same time is so sweet, and it's like if he can become some kind of mermaid, like a merman, because this is very Pisces energy, to be very very romantic and also very ethereal. So the other person doesn't know how to describe. Actually, I'm struggling to describe actually this energy, because I am a Venus in Pisces myself, but I don't see this romantic side of myself, maybe because I have Mars next to it. And I also think that this also happens. This also is happening to Hyunjin, because his Venus is in Pisces, but what I'm looking at the most is his moon in Aries that is next to that. So I think that Hyunjin and I have this in common, that yes, we have our Venus in Pisces, but we also have Mars energy next to that. So I actually don't think, I mean, I consider myself to be pretty flexible when it comes to actually wanting to find out what the person I'm interested in would like of me. Actually, I want to know what they are into, so somehow I can like reproduce that. I mean, and not that I want to become that, because actually I have my own personality, but I like to, yes, shift things, and I like to keep things interesting, and I like to be very creative when it comes to conquering someone. So I think that yes, this is very Venus in Pisces. But at the same time, when you have, for example, in the case of him, I have Mars and he has Mars in Aries too. So I think that if I have to base this in my experience, I think that this Mars in Aries sitting next to this Venus in Pisces makes us, yes, very dreamy, very romantic, but at the same time we are pretty aggressive when it comes to actually what we want. Actually, um, I'm very, I'm romantic. I like actually my partner to be romantic, but I don't like them to be too romantic, like too lovey-dovey, or maybe too like too sweet. I just find it really like, ooh, like no, I don't like. Actually, I like my partners to be straightforward, and actually, I'm very straightforward when I'm interested in someone. So I think that this has to do, and this would probably is what happens with Hyunjin. That yes, he can be romantic with this Venus in Pisces, and he can be into fantasy and stuff, but at the same time with his Mars in Aries, he's also someone that he is very straightforward, and that he is very masculine when it comes, because Mars is the planet of action, and actually when it is in Aries, it means that it's in his house, because Aries is ruled by Mars. So I think that yes, like yes, he can be romantic, but at the same time, his Mars in Aries makes him take action against this romantic kind of size. Yes, like yes, we can be soft, we can be romantic for a bit, but then we become really impatient. It's like we want a result now, and we want to know if you are interested now, and we tend to be, yes, like very straightforward, like yes, like we wouldn't mind for things to happen really fast, or maybe for things to happen even in the first date. So it's about this Mars in Aries energy that makes you feel really bold. And if you make this combination with this Venus here, with this Venus in Pisces, yes, it's about relationships also. So I think actually that I don't see it like being romantic, because I have seen people talk about Venus in Aries, and they always say that we are very romantic, and that we tend to fantasize about the other person, and that we tend to somehow see like we tend to idealize our partners too much and not see the reality. And yes, Pisces energy can be confusing, but at the same time, I haven't experienced it in my life, and I have a Venus in Pisces. So I think that maybe this has to do with this Mars in Aries, and I think that for Hyunjin it could go that way too. That this Mars in Aries is so strong that it somehow it takes over the Venusian energy. So I think that he would probably actually I think I had talked about this in his video that I did for him. That he gave me a real strong Aries vibe. I don't see him as a Pisces. I see him more as an Aries. I see him being more like actually he is someone that he really knows what he wants, and that he is very he is someone that is really confident in himself. Of course, he has his moon in Virgo, so that makes him modest and also humble. So he knows he is patient enough, and he is humble and modest enough to not let his emotions get in the way. He is he tries to be patient. But I sense in him this strong Aries energy, in the sense that I believe that he is, when he's interested in someone, for example, since we are talking about romance here, I think that he can be pretty straightforward and pretty aggressive. Not aggressive in the way of being aggressive towards someone. I'm thinking about using this passion and the energy of Aries and the energy of Mars to go straight forward to the person he's interested in. I think he's someone that also is not very patient in the department. It means that if he's interested in someone, he would probably do something about it, or he would try to see and go and talk to this person and be like, yes, I want to get to know you, or yes, I want to take you on a date, like, yes, let's go. Like this mercenaries energy makes him like speed up the process, you know, not to be so soft and not to be so mysterious. No, let's just go, let's just meet each other, let's just be together, and let's see if it works. And if it doesn't work, well, that's too bad, let's move on to the next thing. Like, let's not make things too complicated, because I think that also, when if we are talking about Venus in Pisces, Pisces is the sign that sometimes they tend to be a bit evasive, or maybe they tend, it's an energy that is really hard to, it's a confusing energy, because it's so profound, and at the same time it's like it takes different forms, and its influence is really endless. So I think that if we are thinking about maybe a romantic relationship, I think that if he would only be a Venus in Pisces, and for example he would have, I don't know, Mars in Cancer, for example, he would be very emotional and at the same time very elusive. Like, yes, he would probably be romantic with a lot of people, or maybe be romantic by nature, and actually, yes, he would experience a lot of romantic scenarios, but he wouldn't make his mind about, or he wouldn't be strong-willed enough to decide who he wants to be with, or if he's interested enough with someone, because he would always be in this evasive kind of energy that it's very Neptune, like that he doesn't know what he wants, or maybe he's like, oh yes, let's see, let's wait. But I think that with him having these mercenaries, it makes him more proactive, more assertive. It's like he wants to make the decision now. Do you want to be with me, or do you not want to be with me? It's like, let's go, let's make things happen. Let's make things happen. Let's not just stay in dreamland and fantasize. Let's just make this relationship happen, and let's be passionate about it, and let's express ourselves. Let's be bold, let's be wild, let's have fun. No mystery, no masks, no pretendings, no, just express yourself. And also, when you have Mars is the planet of action and sexuality, so he probably is someone that is really sexual and is very passionate. So he would probably be very very open and very affectionate with someone that he really finds attractive, or someone that he is involved in a relationship with. That, of course, he has, like I said, he has a moon in Virgo, so of course he wouldn't be like exposing PDA in front of, I don't know, in front of in like in public, or but in the maybe in the behind closed doors, and maybe in an intimate environment, he would be really affectionate, because he has this desire and this need to express how he feels. He's someone that he's action orientated. He is his whole persona is about action. So I don't see him like sitting around and waiting. No, if you want to be with him, you be with him, and if you don't want to, don't make him waste his time, because he will move on to the next one. So that's how things are. So I'm going to leave it, guys, here. I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give it a like and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.